What is up, my dude and dudettes, and welcome back to TellerTube. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/choosingbeggars. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. And with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. She wanted me to do a 2-week programming job in 5 hours for free. I've almost never laughed this hard. So I used to work as a web developer a few years ago and was trying to start my own agency. If you tried something like this, you know how hard it is to gather clients. More times than not, people have absolutely no clue what you have to do for their wants and needs to come true, and that's why they tend to devalue your work. I used to go to sleep at 6 to 7 a.m. and usually woke up around 3, if I was not attending a meeting, of course. That said, when a friend of a friend sent me a text at 2 a.m., I was quite ready to jump into programming. This is how our dialogue approximately went. Friend of a friend. Hey, so I heard you do web programming. Yeah, what's up? I have this guy I'm doing a presentation for, and I need a website for him, fully working and stuff. Okay, tell me about the features. Friend of a friend continues to explain everything the web has to do. I ask her more and more questions in order to grasp the problem entirely. In the end, I realize it's a 2-week job. Okay, so from what you described, it looks like I'll need 2 weeks to finish it. It will approximately cost you X amount of money. What? I kinda need it by morning. What? You realize you're asking me to do a 2-week job in like 5 hours. Oh, is there no way at all? At this point, I already know where this is going and that I should just say no and forget about her. However, my financial situation was not ideal and therefore I quickly put a plan together. I thought of 6 other people whom I'd be able to wake up right at that moment, and we'd be able to put everything together by at least noon. It would be far from perfect, but it would act like it's working and will probably satisfy friend of a friend's client. Then I just finish/fix everything during the week. Okay, here's the deal. I can make it by noon, but it will cost 6 times more money just because you need it right now. You'll have to get a taxi to my office right now, as I will want 80% deposit and banks will not wire it in the middle of the night. Oh, can you make it without a deposit, please? I really need it ASAP, and getting to you will take time, please. Okay, let me be clear. Again, you want me to do a 2-week job in less than 5 hours, and it looks like you do not want to pay me. Tell me, what am I getting out of this? My endless gratitude. Me laughing at screen. No deposit, no job. If endless gratitude is not enough, then do it in the name of our mutual friend. At that point, I laughed even harder. I've never seen anyone use this phrase in such context. Martyrs were dying in the name of God, medieval knights were fighting in the name of their king. But have you heard of a web developer jamming a 2-week job into 5 hours in the name of a mutual friend? I sent her a simple goodbye and closed the tab. I had other work to do. Yeah, hey, friend of a friend? That's not gonna happen. Choosing beggar / entitled mom rages over a free photograph. Several years ago, I attended a workshop for unemployed young adults, a major part of which included doing actual work, mostly for other venues in-house, one might do if they were employed in the media industry. The venue we were located at participated in a citywide theme day and held an open house event where anyone could freely come in and enjoy little activities we had prepared for the day. Basically, you could come in, select a background from 5 different options, which we would take your picture and then Photoshop you onto said background and print it for you to take home. Completely free of charge. Also, it was made clear that the photos would not equal professional work. I was the photographer and the rest of my group, 4 guys, were the photoshoppers. After every shoot, I'd transfer the files over to the guys and they'd take care of the rest. We were absolutely bombarded with customers. There were so many people coming in and out that we were working constantly. So much so, we couldn't even take a breather for the first 4 to 5 hours. And then in walks the choosing beggar. I photograph her and her toddler as per usual and tell her she can come by later to pick up her print. She agrees and leaves. Not long after, we decide to take a short break and grab a quick snack, during which she returns. Upon not finding her print on the board ready for pickup, she turns to me, since I was the first one people saw when they came in. Choosing beggar. My photograph isn't here. I'm sorry, ma'am, we have been quite overworked today and we are doing our best to get everyone's prints out. Well, how long will it take for my prints to be ready? Probably around 15 to 30 minutes. What? 15 to 30 minutes? I cannot wait that long. Can't you do it faster? I'm very sorry, but our guys are working as fast as they can. And we have a first come, first serve policy. Other people are waiting for their prints as well. This did not sit well with choosing beggar.
This is unacceptable. We have already been here for so long, my toddler is tired. She cannot wait any longer. Besides, you were all just sitting around not doing any work at all. How can you say you're busy?
Ma'am, we've been here since morning and haven't been able to have a single break. Besides, our service is completely free. At this point, before Choosing Beggar can blow up at me anymore, our manager and organizer walks in and interjects. Choosing Beggar yells at him some more before he persuades her that she can come pick up the print at a later date, like tomorrow. Choosing Beggar begrudgingly agrees to this and leaves. The print hung up on our board for 2 weeks before we threw it in the trash. Too bad we couldn't do the same for Choosing Beggar. Oh man. Karen, there's a lineup and there's also a whole bunch of people waiting before you.
Take it easy. Can you get me someone that knows how to do their job?
I work at a large supermarket chain based in the UK and Ireland, and I think it might be in other places too, but that doesn't matter. We, like other stores, send out vouchers to people with loyalty cards, and the value of them depends on the amount that the person would usually spend. For example, a person that doesn't usually buy much would get 5 euros off when you spend 25 euros or more, and some other people would get 10 euros off when you spend 50 euros at a time. We only took 1 per transaction. This lady comes up to my checkout with 2 bottles of vodka that were on special for 2 for 40 euros, and they are 25 euros each. She had a couple of things I can't remember, but her total was in the 50 euro range. She hands me 2 vouchers for 5 euros off when you spend 25 euros. I'm sorry, we can only accept 1 voucher per transaction.
What? No, you can take both.
I'm really sorry, but it says we can only accept 1 per transaction.
Okay, just scan this and this in 1 transaction, and I'll put the other things in another transaction.
She hands me 1 bottle of vodka and something else. Again, I can't remember, it was a while ago. If I separate the 2 bottles, you will lose out on the offer and will pay 25 euros for each bottle.
No, you get 2 for 40.
Yes, you get 2 for 40 when they are purchased together. I can't change the price myself, it comes off the total.
Just put it through as 20 euros so I can use both my vouchers.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
But the bottles are 40, so it's only 20 each.
Only when purchased together.
Can you get me somebody that knows how to do their job?
I was newish to my job at the time, but who does this lady think she is? I look around and spot my supervisor and call her over. I explained what the problem is to the supervisor, and she turns to the lady and tells her word for word everything I had told her already.
This is ridiculous. Just let me use my 2 vouchers.
I'm sorry, we can do 2 separate transactions, your vodka in 1, and then you'll have to get a couple of other things to make up the 25 euros for the second transaction. Choosing Beggar goes off and gets other stuff and comes back, and I put it through. She's complaining about it the whole time, and I tell her to have a nice day. She spent more than the 10 euros she was saving trying to make sure she got her money off. Oh, Karen. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but that's not how this deal works. Sorry. Choosing Beggar doesn't pay for her food, insists she should get it for free. So this happened around March of 2018. I was working my first job at a fast food barbecue restaurant. Since everything was smoked in-house and we used expensive wood to smoke it, it wasn't the cheapest place to eat, but it wasn't too bad. Around $9 for a quarter-pound sandwich, a side, and a large drink. I had been working here for about 3 to 4 months at the time and was just completing my manager training so that I could replace a manager who had turned in his 2 weeks notice a week prior. At this restaurant, you order at the counter, go down the line, and pay at the end when you get your food. Sorta like Subway without the customization. Anyway, 2 ladies walked in about half an hour before we closed and asked to dine in. A small annoyance as we had been empty for an hour and were almost done cleaning for the night, and were set to get out of there 15 minutes after we closed, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. They each ordered a brisket sandwich and went and sat down. I looked at the guy training me, and coincidentally the guy that I was replacing, and he just kinda shrugged. So I went ahead and took their food to them. It wasn't the first time this has happened, but I never knew what to do since they technically hadn't paid for their food. After I took their food to them, I went back to cleaning up, and about 10 minutes later, the trainer went to give them their check and told them that they could pay whenever they are ready. Eventually, they came to the register and asked to speak to the manager. I had assumed that there had been an issue with their food because they had been oddly specific about how they wanted it cut. So I went and got the trainer because I had never had to deal with something like this. When he got out to the register, the Choosing Beggars refused to talk to him, so he went back to what he was doing and left me to figure out what was wrong.
They complained about how rude it was of him to ask them to pay,
and how he just assumed that they wouldn't pay because they were black and he is a racist. I explained to them that people normally pay when they pick up their food, but they refused to listen and demanded their food be comped. At this point, we're 5 minutes past closing, so I eventually give them the general manager's business card and give them a 10% discount just to get them out of my hair. They paid and were out of the door within seconds. I came in for my shift the next afternoon and the general manager was there and told me some crazy lady had called to give him a piece of her mind about being asked to pay for her food, and we shared a good laugh. Oh man, now I kind of want to know how that phone call went down. Well anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button as it would really help me out. Subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with my latest videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.